What's up, everybody? So I was just in the middle of recording another video for you guys when I found this. Hiveswap, the extended Zodiac, by the creator of Homestuck and Hiveswap. Introducing the extended Zodiac, an updated astrological profile for an expanding world. Unlike the traditional Zodiac, this system takes into account certain features of your personality and perspective, rather than simply the day you were born. By taking this test, you may determine which of the 288 signs below is your true sign. To find out what your true sign is, take the test now. Holy crap. 288 variations on the original 12 Zodiac signs. Oh, this is gonna be quite interesting. Wait, so you've got Gemini, right? Sorry, Cancer. You've got Cancer. And then you have, where was it? Cause it was just Cancer flipped on it. There it is. Then you've got Cancies. Cancies. Oh dear. The extended Zodiac is broken down into 12 color categories called sign classes, and each of those contain 28 unique signs. In order to discover your true sign, you must identify 2 additional qualities about yourself which are unique to the extended Zodiac. The first is your lunar sway, a designation which says things about your perspective on life. There are 2 possibilities for lunar sway. The second is your aspect, the ruling force over your personal narrative. Think of it as the source of your power, the way you move through the world. There are 12 possible aspects. Lunar sway and aspect are designed based on character traits and tendencies, and in order to determine yours, you will need to take a couple of brief personality tests. You will then be identified by one of the 288 signs of the extended Zodiac. Your true sign will include a much more specific and personal astrological profile than your birth sign clone conveys. Wow. Alright. If I wasn't such a massive Homestuck fan at this point, thanks to Hiveswap, I think this I wouldn't even pay attention to this, but looks like I'm gonna get right on into it. The extended Zodiac expands on the meaning of your traditional Zodiac sign by determining your true sign. First, select your birth sign according to the traditional Zodiac, or you can pick the sign that you most closely identify with. These are the signs you've heard of, like Aries, Taurus, etc. But in the extended Zodiac, those signs refer to an entire category of signs. Well, I was hatched on April 14th, so I believe I'm an Aries. But yeah, we'll go with that for now. You've selected the Rust class sign. That means your true sign is one of the signs below. To find out which, continue taking the test. Rust signs are the Zodiac's adventurers, craving new experiences in the unknown. Dynamic and ready for anything, they throw themselves into the fray without consideration for the consequences. They're resilient, dramatic, and tough. You will learn more about what it means to be a Rust sign when you see the final results of the test. Now you will need to determine your lunar sway. This test tells you whether you are a Prospect dreamer or a Durst dreamer. Either one says something about your perspective on life and the world around you. Finding out your lunar sway is one of 2 critical pieces of information needed to determine your true sign. For each question below, choose the answer that most closely reflects your perspective. Some people on the internet are negatively discussing something you hold dear. You could just let it slide, or you could get in there and defend it with your life. How do you respond? A. Leave it alone. I'll rejoin the conversation when the topic is passed. B. I'll stay out of it for the most part, except possibly to correct some factual errors I might notice, which could be negatively influencing their views of the thing I like. C. I'll chime in with my opinion, stating that I like the thing, but I won't really argue about it, to each their own. D. I dive in and defend the thing, stating why I like it and why their criticism is wrong, but I won't take it too far. E. I will die on a hill for the things I like. I love to argue in their defense. That's part of the fun of having passion for things. It depends on my mood. I could be either E or A, depending on what day it is. It's really, really a bit confusing there. But, I suppose I'll go with E, because that's honestly a little more fun. You are all set to cook dinner when you realize you are missing a couple key ingredients from the recipe you're using. What do? A. Toss out the recipe completely and wing it. B. Find a different recipe that you have all the ingredients for. C. It honestly depends on what I'm cooking, if it's something I've made before, etc. D. Follow the recipe but make a couple substitutions, use it as a guideline. Or E. Go to the store and get the ingredients you're missing. What's the point of having a recipe at all if you don't follow it? I'll go with D. That's part of the experimentation process of cooking. How do you feel meeting online friends in person for the first time? Only excited. We already know and like each other. Nothing to worry about. B. Quite positive. Things are probably going to go fine. C. Good. But you'll see how things go. Hard to say until you've met someone. D. A bit nervous. You like them, are looking forward to it in theory, but can't shake the sense of social apprehension anytime you meet someone new. E. Anxious. Even though you've gotten along online, you can't help but worry how it'll go in person. You know, it's either C or E at this point. Maybe a little D. You know, it could go D. We'll go with D. Because the thing is, when you meet someone in person, there's the issue of, personal chemistry that you just don't get in an online experience. Personal chemistry is something you can only experience in person. You're having a hard time grasping a topic in class, or in a class that everyone seems to be fine with. You A. Raise your hand immediately to straighten things out. You probably just misheard or tuned out for a few minutes. B. Lean over and ask a friend. They'll probably be happy to explain it to you. C. Email the professor or attend their office hour. Attend their office hours. No point interrupting the class. D. Do research on your own. You're more than capable of figuring this out. E. Do some thinking and surmise that the class and the professor are wrong about this topic. You still memorize the answers for the test, though. Wow, that's a pretty interesting answer. I think that C is probably the best answer there. 5. You start taking lessons to learn something you've wanted to for a while. A language class, art class, bartending lessons, etc. But decide a few weeks in that it definitely isn't your thing. You decide to stick it out though. Why? You never know, it might grow on you. You spent money and time on this already, you're going to finish it. It's already on your schedule for the next couple weeks and you don't want to move stuff around. You aren't a quitter. If you dedicate yourself to something, you are going to do it. Doesn't matter how hard it is. If you stop, it means that you didn't like this thing as much as you thought you did, which means you didn't know yourself the way you thought you did, which is unacceptable. Wow, that's a pretty stuck in the mud kind of answer there. I didn't know myself quite as well as I thought I did. That's unacceptable. I'm gonna stick it out, no matter how much I hate it. Jeez. No, I think the best answer for this is either B or D. Let's go with D. You're on holiday. Do you prefer to leave your itinerary mostly up to chance, or do you plan it out ahead of time? No planning. It's a holiday. Who wants a schedule? You plan out a few key things, but mostly play it by ear. You can go either way. Depends on the situation, where you're going, etc. Having a few things left open is fun, but for the most part, you like to plan it. Thorough planning. Hard to relax unless most things are considered in advance. I think I'm gonna go with A. No planning. A friend of yours and someone you don't know are caught up in a heated argument. They've asked you to help facilitate. You want to support your friend, but after hearing both sides, you actually agree with a stranger. How do you choose who to support? Oh my. You side with your friend all the way? Friendship is more important than the truth? Oh no, 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 no. You side fully with the stranger. The truth is important, even if it risks hurting friendship. Sorry, dude. I don't care about your feelings. Not in this case. If you're wrong, you're wrong. You have a very important message to write over email or some other text communication method. It's a sensitive matter, difficult to compose, possibly of an emotional or confrontational nature. When you're done writing, you're about to hit the send button. What next? You click immediately. Better to get it over and done with quickly. Not just yet. You give it one more read, maybe change a couple of things, then send away. After giving another read, you decide to take some time and come back to it later with fresh eyes. Save a draft, decide to sleep on it. Save a draft to revisit later, but when you do, you start to agonize. Oh no, let's give it one more read, then send. That's... Aha! Your lunar sway is Durst. Durst dreamers are skeptical, restless, and prone to rebellion. Valuing rational thought and calculation, they tend to know themselves far better than they know the world around them, finding it difficult to live in the moment. You will learn more about what it means to be a Durst dreamer when you see the final results of the test. You will need to determine your aspect. The result of this test tells you whether your aspect is breath, blood, life, doom, light, void, time, space, heart, mind, rage, or hope. Finding out your aspect is the final piece of information needed to determine your true sign. For each question below, choose the answer that most closely reflects your perspective. Okay. Think about your life if it's a story and you're the main protagonist. Do you tend to view yourself as a lone hero who along the way needs other supporting characters who only have a tangential relation to your personal journey? Or do you view yourself as just one hero in an ever-shifting ensemble of important protagonists? I think that I would be part of an ensemble. I myself am not a very interesting individual on my own, so I really don't think I'm the main protagonist. If anything, I would imagine someone else is the lone hero, and I am a supporting cast character. When you want to help people accomplish something and they don't know what they're doing, are you inclined to show them how to do it, or are you inclined to make them feel motivated or inspired to do it? Oh, I'll definitely show them. When you are learning about a new subject or reading a fascinating story, do you feel a strong desire to know everything about it and have all your questions answered? Or are you more compelled or inspired by the feelings of mystery surrounding not knowing everything? I don't think I can decide on that one. No, actually, you know, I'm very curious and I'm drawn towards knowing. Oh, or D. I guess D. I'm okay with not having all the answers. But I do need to know some. Oh man. When you hear someone explaining something to someone else in a way that is questionable or in a way that makes you suspect they don't fully understand the subject they are explaining, you are more inclined to teach them everything you know about the subject to set the record straight, or just cast doubt on the misinformation without offering much in the way of correction. Oh, I will correct everything. If you could choose one ability, which would it be? The ability to travel to any period in history on Earth at will, past or future? Or the ability to safely travel, such as on a nice ship, anywhere in the universe at will instantly? Oh dear. I think time travel. The idea of going back in time is much more important. I don't think I'm quite as enthused about the idea of going to the deepest breadths of space to find out what's there and prove what's real, as much as I am inclined to go back in time and show people the atrocities or the real personalities of historical figures or etc. I would much rather choose or hell, even show people the consequences of their actions, or knowing things about the future that other people don't. Yeah, I think that's the option for me. That really is. If you are working on a project, something you're doing for yourself, not for anyone else, are you obsessively focused on the end result of the project, or are you enjoying the process regardless of how it turns out? Oh, enjoying the process is very important, but I would like it to feel worthwhile at the end too. Absolutely. Which option best describes what's more important to you? Understanding yourself and fully knowing who you are, or thinking rationally and making strong decisions? Leaning towards thinking rationally. Absolutely. What idea is more interesting to you? The ability to fully understand your potential as a person, or the ability to fully understand all potential consequences of your actions before taking them? Oh. I think I'm somewhat more interested in understanding my personal potential. Because because then if I have the time, let's take the time travel into consideration, right? Let's say I have that. Well, then I wouldn't have any need to be interested in knowing the consequences of my actions. You know, that sounds like a really shitty description. That sounds like a really crappy way of saying that, but still, I think that it's more, I think knowing my potential is better than knowing the consequences of my actions. I'm not going back on that. Which better describes your attitude, having great conviction in certain beliefs or ideas you're attracted to, or casting doubt on beliefs or ideas you dislike? I think I'm a little more attracted to casting doubt on ideas that I dislike. Well, yeah, because I'm totally okay with my beliefs changing and shifting with the times, but I think it's very, very important to be able to cast doubt and bring understanding to bad ideas like communism. When circumstances are intolerably bad, which are you more inclined to do? Come up with the best alternatives or solutions and work as hard as you can to make those happen instead? Or don't worry about a better alternative. Burn it all down, and whatever follows, you'll just deal with it as it comes. That's pretty complicated, I think. Come up with the best tolerably bad. Come up with the best alternatives or solutions. Or burn it all down. I'm not doing anything until I have a better solution in place first. No, inclined to have a solution first, but not absolutely. I think it's important to be a little flexible there. No. You know what? No. I think I'm inclined to get out of the bad situation as soon as possible, but not averse to considering alternatives. I think that's much more me. If you see someone suffering, are you most inclined to do whatever you can to help them get better, or is your instinct to relate to their suffering, to empathize without necessarily considering how you can help? I'll do whatever in my power to help them, that's all I'm thinking. I'll focus mostly on helping, but I won't be able to stop myself from... I think that one. Definitely that one. When someone suffers... No, yeah, keep that. When someone suffers misfortune so terrible that you know there is nothing anyone can do for them, are you most inclined to feel horrible that nothing can be done, or feel resigned to the sense that this is the way of the world and some things just can't be helped? Likely would feel somewhat resigned right away. Might briefly consider how to help, but no, it's not realistic. My aspect is time. The time-bound are born fighters. They lead lives of struggle, valuing action over acceptance, always striving to overcome obstacles and achieve the impossible. If you've got a problem, they are ready to solve it. You will learn more about what it means to be time-bound when you see the final results of the test. You now have enough information to determine your true sign. Woo! Oh, your true sign is true Aries. Okay. If your true sign is Aries, then it is the same as your traditional Zodiac sign. But in the extended Zodiac, Aries is just one of 24 signs under the Rust sign class. If this is your true sign, then it means your affiliation with the Rust class sign is even stronger than you thought. To distinguish your traditional Zodiac sign from your extended Zodiac sign, you may refer to yourself as true Aries. If your true sign is Aries, then you possess the unique combination of qualities held by all Rust sign, Durst Dreamers, and Time-bound. Adventure motivates rust signs more than anything else. They crave new experiences. The wilder and far from home, the better. They are confident and energetic, ready to face the unknown. This dynamism makes them great leaders, but it can also make them foolhardy. Often they don't possess the level of caution they should for someone so willing to jump into new things. Their willingness to trust can get them into trouble, but they are also incredibly resilient. Their ability to bounce back from trauma and injury leaves them as the toughest sign class on the spectrum. Rust signs make great friends and traveling companions, but also can be selfish and quick to anger. If what they deem to be an acceptable level of excitement isn't happening around them, they have a tendency to try to stir some up. They love the drama. They have incredibly high expectations for themselves and for romantic partners. If someone doesn't live up to these, they may deem them not worth their time. If they aren't careful, rust signs can end up in a cycle of excitement, followed by crushed expectations, followed by quick recovery, and new flush of excitement. Lunar Sway Durst. Durst dreamers have personalities marked by a distinct and restless skepticism. Whatever their waking existence circumstances, chances are they will live in a state of dissatisfaction. Rebellion is in their blood, manifesting whether they are fighting back against a fascist dictatorship or the most recent trend in casual footwear. Durst dreamers are cerebral and self-aware. They have a far better grasp on the landscape of their own minds than on the world around them, which they can find alienating and confusing. But as so much of their identity is built on control, they will do their utmost to hide any insecurities, often with false humility or self-deprecating humor. They may be infallible or inflexible and pessimistic, but they are also great problem solvers, facing conflicts head-on with shrewd, calculating minds. They see one true path among an infinite snarl of wrong ones. They tend to be introverted, but if you win their trust, most Durst dreamers are extremely powerful allies. However, they find sincere vulnerability difficult and will often keep people at arm's length. Letting go and living in the moment is hard for a Durst dreamer. They constantly look toward the future and analyze the past. Aspect time. Those bound to the aspect of time are fighters, full stop. Their lives are often marked by struggle, but not so much because fate has it in for them, but because they are fundamentally incapable of just accepting things as they come. They value action over passive acceptance, even if that may not be the wisest or safest choice. Don't try to tell us time-bound to sit and look pretty. They are very goal-focused and tend to value the destination over the journey, and you won't find them making that journey in any traditional sort of way. To quote cheesy posters found on many a guidance counselor's wall, impossible is just a word. If you need a miracle, they are who you call. At their best, the time-bound are empathetic and restless problem solvers. At their worst, they are ruthless, defensive, and impulsive. Wow, that's interesting, and I'm actually really glad that I took the time to sit here and go through that. Now, I could possibly go through it a second time to figure out, I could go through it a second time and base it off of a sign that I'd find myself more empathetic to than my own birth sign, but for now, I think that is an excellent place to leave this. I may do that second video another time. For now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, you know what to do. I'm not gonna do all that shilling crap anymore, at least if and when I can help it, despite my really rough circumstances right now. Oh, I do want to tell you though, I started a new shirt, a new sweater, particularly, just a sweater, no shirts for this one. I decided to hop on the bandwagon of making fun of the Supreme brand and their extreme minimalistic design. So if you want my name in an extremely minimalistic design on a pure white sweater, there you go. That's your outlet. That's the video. That is the the merchandise you should be buying. I will leave a link to that in the description below, and also a link to my Discord. If you don't know what Discord is, it's basically the combination of Skype and TeamSpeak, but better. So if you're interested in joining my Discord, it's down there. I've been giving it out for free on my Twitch channel, so I figure it's just right to extend that to my YouTube videos. So thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.